Originally, when I was coming to college, my major was athletic training, and there's not very many schools that have athletic training and wrestling. Of the schools that was looking at me for wrestling, Gardner-Webb was the only one that had athletic training. So I went on a couple visits. On my Gardner-Webb one, I came for a Fortitude Friday workout where I met Daniel, Coach Blevins at the time when he was here, and one of the guys on the team at the time who was a senior, Brett Stein, was there for that workout. He was a senior in high school when I was still wrestling then, so I knew him from there. It was pretty cool to get to see somebody who I knew from high school working out at the college level. And between watching them work out, the great campus, that really just kind of sold me on coming here. When I think of Gardner-Webb, first thing I think about honestly is wrestling. I think about the workouts we've done, specifically all the Fortitude Fridays we've done. I think of the sprints we would usually do, because those are always not fun workouts that you end up remembering. I remember the teachers I've had, the good experiences. I remember the teachers who actually care and they get to know you. Like all my accounting teachers, I know them pretty well and their family, and then they know us. Like I had a class of 10 kids, and we would all kind of go up together in the classes. We all started it in Principles 1 and worked our way through, so you guys could kind of know everybody through 8 classes together. Gardner-Webb has really prepared me for life after college in the business world, through wrestling, through classes, through internships they've had us do. More or less, you do a lot of things right now, especially as a student athlete. You balance a lot of things at the same time. You can balance your weights, your practices, studying, classes, nutrition. You try to balance all of that around. Whereas in the real world, afterwards, all I have to do is just balance one job, prepare to 5 things. So it should be a lot easier. So each year, normally towards the end of preseason, Daniel will invite us all to his house. We have a cornhole tournament. There's a water slide or a mud slide sometimes, and we do this. I think it's called the country broil, where it basically puts a whole bunch of like sausages in there, corn, potatoes, the whole 9 yards in this big old pot. And he lines up some picnic tables, puts some covering over top of them, and starts dumping food out. And you just kind of eat it with your hands, pour a little bit of mustard on the table, dip it in there. It's always a great time because it's right at the end of preseason, so we all have kind of gotten to know each other a little bit better. The freshmen, they're no longer quite strangers, because during preseason you don't quite know the kids yet. So by this time you start to know them. You play the cornhole tournaments here, you get to be competitive with everybody. And there's this like a WWE belt that gets passed around each year depending on who wins it. I mean, obviously all the coaches and all the wrestlers on this team have changed me and given a lot to me. Probably some of the people who have done the most, I would think, are like Cody Walters. He was the coach for a while there. I did a bunch of individual workouts with him, a lot of time spent with him. One of the guys who was here for 2 years for me was Kyle Ash. I looked up to him a lot. He did a lot that I liked. He may not have always won the most matches, but he knew a lot about wrestling and kind of how I wanted to be, like, as good as he was. A bunch of the seniors when I was a freshman, Austin Trott, Gamble, Boyce, and Mosley, I really did look up to them because these guys had just won the conference title, something that I really wanted to do here. And because that's probably also one of the reasons I came here, was that the school had just won a conference title. So I wanted to kind of follow them, copy them, and become the next versions of them. So one piece of advice I will never forget was from Cody Walters. He was the assistant coach here for 2 years. and it was during another Fortune Friday workout. Because we were way ahead of the other groups. I was like, we just kind of slow down. We'll still win, but we'll be less tired. I remember Cody telling me that to keep pushing, because in 5 minutes after I was done, I was gonna be good to go. Happy as can be, like no longer tired. At the moment in time, I didn't believe him because my legs were dead tired. I was tired of holding that plate. And so I kept pushing, kept doing it. Surely enough, after we finished, about 5 minutes later, I was good to go. I was no longer tired. And it really kind of hit me. I was like, I guess we can push ourselves harder than we think we can. When I had my neck injury, I was told by several doctors I was to never wrestle again. And to me, that kind of hurt a lot because the sport was taken away, not by my choice, not by the end of my career being like eligibility done, but just one day, instantly gone. So that was very hard for me. Then when one doctor told me that he thought he could get it back, I was happy to go with it. We tried it, got surgery on it, and I've been good to go since, slowly crawling back, and I'm at the best I've ever been so far.